Yes, I does that. When everybody trying to be now, I was that. They could never stop me. That's why I love rap. Been living the life, crazy ice. Swag, the gear, the bread, all the whips is a year ahead. I only fear the feds.
It's the Timberwolves in Minnesota for a little conference action here at the Target Center. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with partners Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. One of the guys we're watching out for today, Andrew Bynum.
And Bynum is one of the best centers in the league. His size is really an amazing advantage. He's so big, so long, and he's able to out-muscle people and just shoot right over the top of his opponents.
And, Steve, we know that size alone does not make you a great big man, but it certainly helps if you've got some skills. And he's really shown a desire, even though in fits and starts, to be special. More and more aggressive on offense, and because of that, he's tough to handle on the block.
You look at Washington. This is a team in great mid-season form right now. A lot of things going right.
Well, I think for Washington, they've gotten off to an ideal start this season, really. It was largely unexpected, but by no means has it been a fluke. You knew they had the potential to do what they're doing.
I think you can see the potential. Just the way they're playing now, obviously, it looks like they've been there all along. But there's probably still a lot of non-believers out there kind of waiting for the bottom to fall out on this team.
Now Rubio. After the missed three from long. Pekovic, he's guarded by Bynum. And it's lights out with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Pekovic against Bynum. And Pekovic kicks to Martin. Just 5 to shoot. Hit his leg. And the official saying it was kicked. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Love goes in. It's stolen by Ibaka. And here we go. Washington fast break. And he bangs it home with one hand. Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember
ever
seeing a dunk like that in the game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
Man, that was just amazing.
The shot's good from Doc.
And the defense paying instant dividends. Fast break basket.
Yeah, that transition was immediate. Didn't waste a second getting out on the break. You know, the Timberwolves have taken on an increasingly international character. Players like J.J. Barea, Rubio, Nikola Pekovic, and Alexei Shved. All important contributors.
And so it's Washington with it, following the miss by Kevin Love. Here's Clutch, covered by Brewer. Shot clock at 6. It's a pick by Bynum. Leaps for it. It's here. Well, there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Some rookies have had a very hot hand this season. These are the best three-point shooters in the NBA's freshman class. Take a look at Doc. Dangerous player from three-point land. A great talent with a great release. And, of course, Clutch.
What a season these two have had from beyond the arc. A pair of rookie assassins.
They've made the transition to the NBA three-point line as if they've been shooting from there their whole lives.
Bynum with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. And, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Wizards?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, I do, too, and I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That's his first foul. So timeout called here. The first for Washington. And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now.
Well, it's always good to look at some of the backstory here on the numbers. Here are the stats for Ricky Rubio. 3rd in assists. And he's in the top 10 in steals per game as well. So this is a guy who you have to be aware of when you've got the ball in your hands.
And, Steve, let's mention his top 3 assist ranking again. I mean, he is so motivated to get his teammates the ball in the best spot possible. I think that's what he gets the most joy out of. That's what drives him, setting up other people. I think in that situation, that was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Right now, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Rick Adelman. Doris?
He said he certainly followed the rise of Jeremy Lin into a prime-time point guard in this league, and he told me we need to try to limit his penetration. That's where he's most effective, slashing and with the drive and kick. Guys, Lin has certainly been working to improve his outside shot, but sometimes you have to pick your poison, and they'll live with him shooting from outside. Back to you.
And thank you for that, Doris.
Well, we'll see if that shot breaks things open a little bit. It's been a slow start.
Hopefully that gets them on the right track here, Steve.
It's Harden with the drive. Perkins dishes to Nova. Lin passes it to Harden. Another miss by Harden.
Well, quite honestly, guys, he was one of the biggest surprises of the 2011-12 season. Pekovic. I mean, he continues to show that he's a fantastic option at the center spot with another solid season. I mean, he's a big physical presence, can finish inside, aggressive on defense and on the board, and doesn't have a bad face-up jump shot either.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Jang, the pass to Muhammad. Timberwolves passing it around. And Budinger kicks to Barea. Timberwolves keep it alive. Pass to Dang. The dish to Muhammad. The pass to Dang. Budinger. He kicks to Muhammad. 6 on the shot clock. The second chance effort. Budinger. Jang. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Lin against Budinger. And here's Harden for 3. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin. Well, and back to Pekovic, or Peck as you call him, Steve, and as his teammates call him too. Another productive season. He did struggle with some injuries. Missed about 20 games, but he is a man.
Hey, Peck is a grown man.
He is
There's
a
no
grown man,
question.
yes.
A pretty remarkable second-round pick. 31st overall back in 2008. But the T-Wolves have to be excited about finding their starting center of the future.
Here is Harden following the basket by Derek Williams. Outside, Lin. Back to Harden. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Novak with the 3. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Andrew Bynum's checked in for Kendrick Perkins. 34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here is Barea, defended by Lin. Barea kicks to Muhammad. He passes it to Barea. Jacks up a 3. Rebound by Vesely. Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Spurs in San Antonio.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be. At home, you know, that kind of defense isn't going to cut it. Never mind if you're on the road.
They really look tired to me, and I don't know if they had travel issues or if they were out too late, but something was amiss because they had no energy.
On the way from outside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. And so the first quarter is in the books. Wizards lead by 6.
It's a special...
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And when you consider how the Wizards are doing, Stephen Clark, your thoughts?
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lane.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Washington. Clutch out there with Hardaway. Then there's Andrew Bynum. Then there's Lights Out, and it's Vesely in at the power forward. And here's Budinger following the basket by Vesely. Now here's Budinger. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Wizards. Doc comes in for Hardaway.
You know, when you're a small guy like J.J. Barea, most of the time the role you have on the team is to be a distributor and move the ball around. But Barea is different in that he is in complete attack mode as soon as he steps on the floor. I like that about him. He's looking to score.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Gentlemen, remember, Kevin Love was the 5th overall pick back in 2008. And through hard work, he's transformed his body and expanded his game. He said, I love people telling me what I can't do, telling me this is your ceiling. I think all kids in basketball should never put a limit on themselves. I was able to get out of my comfort zone, and because of that, I'm a much better player. Not only physically, but mentally as well. Kevin?
Yeah, his great skill level has always been his edge. Thanks, Doris. And going back to Barea, kind of a change of pace guard, I guess is a nice way to put it. Tough to stay in front of him.
Yeah, and he may not be a pure point guard, but he's very skilled running the pick and roll. And for his size, surprisingly strong and crafty finishing around the rim.
Now, Martin, after the missed three from Clutch, can't hit from the elbow.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Johnson. Love comes in for Derek Williams. Corey Brewer's checked in for Chase Budinger. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for J.J. Barea. Here is Doc. Stolen by Martin. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And it's Rubio penetrating. And here's Love for three.
You know, guys, if he does his work early, he knows when he gets in a good position, his size gives him a big edge on the glass.
Clutch the pass to Long. Hits it from three-point range. Long's got 5 now.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, the defense did not look very good there.
And Brewer kicks to Martin. Love, defended by Ibaka. Shot from 12. Shot is off.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Second shot opportunity. Pekovic with the rebound.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
And there's the call on Bynum. That is his first foul of the game. Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Yeah, they faced each other twice last season, and they split those 2 games in what really wasn't a season to remember for either team.
Washington making some changes. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Bynum. Esseley comes in for Serge Ibaka. Hardaway is subbed in for Lights Out. Now, here's Rubio. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. He was wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates.
Steve referenced the series between these teams a year ago, and Clark, it's a good thing they matched up well against each other because they didn't match up well with too many other teams.
Well, that's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, we don't mean to make light of it, but the reality is neither one of them gave opponents very much resistance or too many problems. It was really a down year for both teams.
Tough seasons, you're right. There's Martin. Cannons the shot with nobody near him. Now just a 4-point Wizards lead. From 10 feet out, the Wizards with another miss.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Soft touch off the glass. Martin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
After digging themselves that hole in the first quarter, this club is starting to shoot the ball much better now.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it takes a little while to work out the knots. I mean, they're starting to put it together.
And offensively, Kevin, he's got a lot he can bring to the table, given the situation. You know, he can give you 20-plus without showing you the same move twice. And it's that varied offensive game that really keeps defenses off balance.
And don't forget now, a walking highlight reel every time he steps on the court. His flair for the dramatic makes him worth the price of admission all by himself. Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
James Harden, he's checked in for the Wizards. Pass to Clutch. Wizards passing it around. Hardaway. Here's Hugh. Lays it up and banks it in. Clutch has got 9.
They have got to put a body on him because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Rubio with it. Now guarded by Clutch. And Rubio kicks to Martin. He feeds it to Begovic. Excellent D there from Perkins. So for the Wizards, their last game, a win against the Kings.
And you know what was most impressive? They've wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call a mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it. Had them on their hands the whole time.
Here's Rubio following the basket by Vesey. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. Tipped. Harden over by Begovic. 36 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The shot's good from Clutch. And it's a 10-point Wizards lead.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Rubio right side. Back to Martin. Will it go? It's rebounded by Clutch. Clutch has got 5 rebounds tonight.
Such a...
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
Here's Pekovic. And so that brings the first half to a close.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's Boxing Day, and we've got some bargains for you right here on the Halftime Report. Washington leading against Minnesota, a powerhouse team looking to retain their position atop the conference standings. Clutch, unreal in the first half. He's got a dozen points, and in addition to that, he's been a factor on the glass as well. A couple of helpers, too. The
Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Really an extraordinary game for Clutch. 12 points, and he's been delivering a healthy dose of helpers, too.
Yeah, he really is. He's always looking to make the pass. His head up, eyes up, trying to find the open teammate.
Big men, Love and Pekovic. Rubio and Martin manning the back. And it's Brewer in at the 3 spot. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Dropped that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll. You know, guys, I think back to some of the most exciting passers ever to play the game. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, the late Maravich come to mind. I think Rubio is of that ilk. You think about those guys, they weren't just great assist guys, but they were able to give you assists that had some flair and some flavor to it.
Passes to Long. Clutch. Doc covered by Rubio. No good from Clutch. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And Rubio really took the league by storm, Steve, with this passing. Deft moves, working through defenses, almost eyes in the back of his head. He was terrific.
Brilliant passer. I mean, he makes some passes that other people just wouldn't even be able to see. And just a phenomenal, entertaining player to watch.
Very flamboyant. Here's Martin. He's got 8. Feeds it to Rubio. Back to Martin. Bekovic with the screen for Martin. Here's Brewer. Offensive rebound. Love. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And, you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one. Guys, with the way Kevin Love has added to his game every season, you know, both with his three-point shooting and slimming down to become more mobile, where does he go from here with this game? He's already a very complete player, but knowing him and how he works at it, he'll find something he can improve on.
Stolen by Vesely. Rubio against Lang. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Clark, you mentioned how Kevin Love has slimmed down. I agree. He's really transformed his body since he came to the NBA, hasn't he, Steve?
Yeah, he has. He's much leaner now, does yoga and a lot of core strengthening exercises in the offseason. Still a beast on the board. He's got that leverage, that lower body strength in order to be able to root players out on that weak side of the glass.
I don't want to let the mug, but you do yoga as well, don't you?
I do, and I'm leaner now and stronger than ever.
You've never looked better.
Thanks, Kev.
You've never looked better.
Appreciate that.
Clutch, he's checked in for Washington. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game. Pekovic off a pick from Brewer.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing. Losing 12 straight to start the season for the Wizards, just ominous, and through 20 games, the worst start in franchise history. But once they got back to health, they showed they could compete with anybody.
Martin with the bucket.
Something's starting to click for this team, guys. You can feel it. The three-pointers dropping. Their offense is flowing.
They've had a great second half from long range.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. That's going to send Jeremy Lin to the free throw line. That one on Love. Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. And Derek Williams subbed in for Kevin Love. Rubio against Lin. Williams gets to Brewer. This is to Martin. 4 on the shot clock. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Excellent D there from Doc. When you start out like the Wizards did last year, it's easy to get down on yourself and give up on the season. But you know what, Steve? They showed a lot of fight and never bowed their heads.
Got to give a lot of credit to Randy Whitman for keeping the ship afloat after that tough start. And I like the fact that they added some veteran guys a season ago that I think added to the character of this team. But it's an interesting group, no doubt.
Clutch the pass to Lin. And that one's good. Lin's got 11 points.
I think one of Lin's best attributes, Kevin, is his ability to score and finish through contact. You know, he's got deceptive strength to his lower body. He's able to maintain that balance in the paint even after he gets bumped and finish plays.
Well, that balance you talk about with the added strength helps him defensively as well because he's underrated at that end. He might not have the size and reach to lock guys up, but he plays a very smart defensive game.
Andrew Bynum's checked in for Washington. Baca comes in for Vessel. Here's Budinger. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Tell you what, when he's healthy, Andrew Bynum is the real deal inside. I mean, he's one of the most impactful centers in the league. His size and ability to score inside can make him tough to guard and hard to deal with, and he simply just has to take advantage of that height and weight to be a force.
Lights out, checked in for Doc. Double team on Williams. He dishes it to Muhammad. Kicks it to Love. Bynum on him. The feed to Muhammad. Looking to end the run, and the shot is good. Talking about Bynum, Steve, the talent undeniable, but after missing so much time with the injury, you know, the question for him revolves now and for the rest of his career around his health.
Yeah, that's the question. That's what you wonder about. Can he ever come back, particularly as a big player? You know, big guys have so much weight coming down on those joints, and even though Bynum is still young and medicine has come a long way, I mean, we really don't know what to expect with his future.
Clock at 6. Here's Hugh. And oh, he jams it right over Kevin Love. Wow. It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
It's not probable, but it is possible, partner.
It's possible. Not
Holy
probable.
smokes.
It is possible. I don't know what all that meant, but you're right, Clark.
Corey Brewer's checked in for Muhammad. Williams sends a screen for Rubio. Back to Love. Love right side. Fires the three. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
And it's good. 17 points for Clutch.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And the basket by Brewer. Brewer's got 5 points now this quarter.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Outside, Green. And the three off target. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. The drive by Rubio. There's the dish to Budinger. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Budinger's got his first basket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Now Rubio. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Clutch the pass to Bynum. Here's Ibaka. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third.
It's a special.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Washington.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
And that's helped with their passing game, too, because they're getting a lot of assists by sharing the ball and moving it.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. We've got lights out. Bynum is out there with Ibaka. And there's Doc, and it's Clutch in at point guard. Brewer pushes to Martin. Pass to Love. Deflected by Bynum. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And Ibaka slams it in.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
The pass to Love. Working on Ibaka. And Brewer kicks to Johnson. Timberwolves passing it around. Martin, the pass to Johnson. Lets it go. But they'll get another chance. Martin dishes to Rubio. He kicks it to Brewer. Back to Rubio. Pass to Brewer. He feeds it to Love. Now Brewer, defended by Ibaka. Back to Love. He passes to Martin. 6 to shoot. And he banks in the layup.
I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Wizards leading by 16. Here's Clutch. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
You know, the guys on the bench are going crazy right now at the sight of that jam.
Jarek Williams, he checked in for the Timberwolves.
You know, the Wolves were devastated by injuries last year, guys, but they still did all right up here in Minneapolis. 20-21 at home, not great, but considering the injuries, a pretty solid home record.
Minnesota calls timeout. And back to Minnesota, they were a sneaky pick to get into the playoffs at the beginning of last year, but so much can change in the course of a season, Steve, namely injuries for the Timberwolves.
No doubt. You know, Kevin Love going down, I mean, that hurt them. Ricky Rubio in and out of the lineup. But there's no question when you look at the roster and some of the moves they made in the offseason, it's a pretty talented team.
Count that one.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah, in fact, 3 of the last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Martin with the bucket.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had A lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
No good from Clutch.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Here's Martin, and he converts the layup. Martin's got 20 points.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
That's been so critical, Clark, because whenever they have gotten the ball into the paint, it's resulted in points, it seems like.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Brewer had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. 24 points for Clutch.
Boy, they've looked good in the open floor today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, they've been doing the right thing, Steve. Anytime they've had numbers, they've gone straight up court with it right away. Boom.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
Nikola Bekovic is checked in for the Timberwolves. It's Harden with the drive. Passes it to Clutch. Harden outside. Fires the 3. That's good. And the Wizards lead by 17.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Martin kicks to Rubio. Back to Martin. The 3. Kendrick Perkins pulls it in. Perkins got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Long passes to Perkins. Doubled by Brewer. Here is Doc. Covered by Brewer. The shot's good from Doc.
Well, with him, what immediately comes to mind is the long-range shooting. I mean, he can knock down shots from anywhere, and, of course, that forces the defense to locate him at all times.
Steve, you know, his ability to come in and rattle off 10, 20 points in no time flat, that's a gift and a real asset for any team. Some guys need a while to get going, not him.
Washington calls timeout. They're up by 18. 1:57 left in the game. And the Wizards making a change here. Green's checked in. Harden with it. Guarded now by Kevin Love. Lynn dishes to Hardaway. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves trailed by 18. Bekovic with the screen for Rubio. Feeds to Martin. Back to Rubio. Three-pointer. Washington with the rebound.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now. That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Martin kicks to Rubio. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter. Love the pass to Rubio. 6 on the shot clock. Sees the alley-oop, and he gets it back. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Harden dishes to Hardaway. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. .55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here is Barea, defended by Lynn. Dishes to Barea. Hands it from downtown.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Washington calls timeout. They're leading by 15. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth. And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, Randy Whitman had some words for his team over the break. He wants them to pick it up and really go for it right now, saying, no time like the present, gentlemen. Embrace it. Embrace the spotlight, and let's make it happen. Kevin, let's see what they can do.
Thank you, Doris. Serge Ibaka pulls it in. Washington's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And the pass to Don. Puts up a 3. A rebound by the Timberwolves. And here is Muhammad. He dishes it to Buttinger. And that one's on target from the wing. Here's Hugh. Can't get it to ball. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one.